Here we are, it's Iron Rack, podcast number 5, if I count correctly.
Is it? Are we at 5 already?
We're at 5, yeah.
Wow.
And it's July 7th, so hope everybody had a good 4th, has all their digits.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
How about you? Did you have a good 4th?
yeah, it was good. I mean, I worked.
Yeah.
It was a normal day for me for the most part. Well, I got home that afternoon. We just hung out, kept it low key.
Nothing, like no burgers or anything on the grill?
Oh,
or
we
anything
had
like
some brats.
that?
We had brats.
Yeah, oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds real good.
Brats and what do we have? We tried to keep it sort of healthy. We had some ranch style beans.
Hmm.
And brats.
Plain Jane or jalapenos in them?
Plain Jane. Nothing too exciting.
Was.
Sometimes we do jalapenos, sometimes we don't. It was. But it's an exciting day for us. We've been talking about this for almost since we started this. We got our little raffle bucket here. And throughout the podcast today, we're going to draw 4 names. Actually, we're going to draw 8 names because we got some bonus stuff, which I will explain here shortly. But we're going to do 4 shirts. So we're hoping, if you didn't follow the directions, we'll figure it out as far as we just need name and shirt size. And obviously you come to the gym, it's the only way you're really get in on this deal.
Mm-hmm.
So if I don't know you, chances are Kyle will. So if we need to get a shirt size, if somebody didn't fill that out, we'll get that figured out. Because we're printing these shirts sometime in the next few days.
Yeah.
So we didn't pre-print a ton of these, but we got a bunch of blank shirts and I got a bunch of stuff to make them. So it only takes us a few minutes to make a shirt.
Cool.
So,
Cool.
So
Well,
we'll
I'm excited. I know a lot of our members are excited too. So
Yeah,
a lot of
well-
people have talked to me about it over the last 2 weeks since we started this.
We got quite a few tickets in the bucket. We did it on the honor system. I hope everybody was legit with, every time you work out, put a ticket in. I hope they didn't decide to fill out 40 in one day.
Well,
But it is what it is.
sometimes you do 2 a days and you forget to flip. To fill out the
That's
ticket,
true.
So you gotta backfill.
Right, and that's fine. And then if you win one and we draw your name again, we're gonna throw it back in and we're gonna make sure that 4 different people win the shirts.
Yeah.
And when you're doing this stuff, it's funny, we started with the shirt process a couple of years ago and didn't know what we were doing. And we have inventory that's, some of it's almost 2 years old because we had stuff screen printed where you gotta buy 100 shirts in all these various sizes. And you don't know what sizes are gonna sell or what's gonna sell or not gonna sell.
Yeah.
And we got a new system now, so we can print them on demand, which is really good for us from an inventory and cost standpoint. But I sent some stuff over and forgot to transparent the background on it, like with your logo.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh crap, I can't use these on the shirts because that's not what we're doing. But I threw them in the trash, and then I'm going through the trash this morning. Oh, I got some koozies, and I put those on the koozie. And then our Rebel and Last logo is on the back. So if you see me in the gym, or even Kyle's got a couple of our shirts, some of the guys got a couple of shirts, rebelandlast.com, see our stuff. Some of it we're gonna phase out, but we're getting new stuff all the time. And we're gonna redo a couple things too. I actually started working on some stuff yesterday. So anyhow, that's gonna happen today. 4 shirts, 4 koozies, there'll be 8 winners. 4 more than we had anticipated.
Yeah. Awesome.
The koozies are just kind of a bonus.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's throw these in. I always felt like I'm gonna get these printed in.
What would you use your koozie for, Eric?
Well, in the
Soda.
past, I would have used it for beer.
Huh.
No, I still might. I'm not a quitter, but I'm only gonna have a couple times a month.
Well, that's because you have a goal in mind, don't you?
I do. Oh man, Kyle's putting me on the.
I am. People know about it, that it's going to help you stay accountable.
You
make
are
sure that
correct.
you're honest. Now people are going to be watching you in the gym to see if you do follow through.
I would use it for my Monster. 0 sugar.
So what's the goal?
So I've had some issues, little stuff going on with my health.
Yeah.
And then I went to get my annual physical done a couple weeks ago, and I weighed 252 pounds. I was like, holy crap, I really, at my height, don't need to be 252 pounds. Eat it or not.
Yeah.
So I told Kyle, I said, I'm going to get down to 230 and then reevaluate.
Yeah.
And maybe 225. I want to represent the gym, our brand, and we have talked about maybe doing a booth at a bodybuilding show months down the road. And I'm like, if I'm going to do that, I'm going to look the part, foot the bill, and I'm going to get with you because I'm going to get some of your pre-workout and start using that. So not only can I represent the look and talk the talk, but hey, I'm going to use it. And give people my honest opinion.
That's awesome, Eric.
So
very cool. And you are not in bad shape at all. And I think everybody in the gym that knows that needs to work out like that as well. But
I like to eat. I don't, I like pizza.
yeah.
Whatever. But and maybe I self-medicate sometimes, and I've just got to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna get rid of the bad calories first.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of dialing the diet in as far as just keeping it way more quality food once a week. I'm gonna have a day where I just really eat like that.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah. You're gonna do good. Or you're gonna do good. You're gonna hit that 20-pound goal.
I went to
faster than
Costco.
you think you know.
I went to Costco over the weekend. I got rice bowls to take with me, and I'll eat a lot of lean beef and chicken. Some fish here and there.
Very cool.
So
Where there's a will, there's a way.
absolutely, and I'll do it. There's no stopping me once I get set on something. Good luck.
So what's up, man? What are we doing? I mean,
All right, so
are we gonna go ahead and draw the first ticket today?
I will, and then we'll talk about some other shirts that we have. The gym shirt.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's draw it. You draw it in, Kyle.
No. It's all you, sir. You put this thing together.
We should probably have Eric over here drawing names, but. And again, if we draw your name twice, you only get one.
You only get one.
Chris Belleville, an extra large.
Oh wow. Cool, Chris. Way to go, buddy.
I don't know Chris.
Good guy.
I might know a face.
All of our people are good people. So
No, the whole crowd here is great people. So, all right. So, Chris is going to get one of these and an XL. We'll have it here by Friday. That's
Sounds
my
good.
plan. Okay.
Cool.
All right. So, something else. We typically, our goal when we started Reveling last was, we're not going to do shirts for other people, but I always wanted to collaborate with bodybuilder, gym owner. You and I became friends, and now we're kind of doing this. And like, Kyle's logo was on this shirt, and our logo was on the back of it. I was like, he sent me the big logo. I seen it on one of his shirts. I've been out of shirts for a while, so I went and had some logos made. So Kyle's gonna have these shirts here at the gym. We're just grabbing one. We got small through XXX.
Oh wow. Cool.
Like, we printed a couple of every size with the full gym logo on it.
That's a good looking shirt here.
Now, we did a couple different ones for the back, so some of these vary. Some of them have the white faded, and some of them are just the red. I'm not gonna lie, I made a little boo-boo on some of it, but I was like, they still look cool. So some of them will have this, and some of them it's just gonna be the solid red without the faded white.
Cool.
And we will figure
I
out.
think they look good either way.
They do. Our price point. Are you good with me going over price point on these, like we talked about?
Sure. Yeah.
So, small through extra large are going to be $20. 2Xs are going to be 23, and 3Xs are going to be 25.
Cool.
Just let Kyle know he's going to have them here. If he gets low, he'll let me know. I'll print a couple more of whatever size. If I'll buy the extra larges out in the next 2 days, maybe a day or two, and I'll get some more in here. I've got shirts at home. We don't have a ton of space, and we'll just keep 2 or 3 of those size here.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
Yeah.
So, those are here. If you want one, talk to Kyle. We'll get you squared away. So, that's what I had on shirt stuff.
Awesome. That was good, man.
Kyle's got some topics to talk about. You got your notes?
I do have pulling them up right now, buddy.
All right.
So, who's your training partner?
My wife, Erica,
Okay.
has been for, and there's a story behind that. When I decided I was going to start dating again, I was like, they got to be into some form of fitness. I didn't care what.
Yeah.
I didn't know, I don't know if you're going to meet a runner, a gymnast, another gym rat person, whatever. When I met her, she was doing hot yoga. I'm like, that's cool, that's perfect. My thought was, if you do that and I go to the gym, we can have, it'll be great. So we date for a while, starting to get serious, and we get engaged. And one day she's like, I want to start working out with you.
What were your thoughts on that?
My first thought was, okay, we can try this. And my literal thought was, it's going to last about 2 weeks tops.
Yeah.
Because I'm generally pretty intense in the gym. I probably mellowed out a little bit in the last couple of years, but let's go and let's throw some more plates on there, and
Yeah.
just an old school me good. Well, it's been 10 years, and she still trains with me every day. She's stubborn as a mule. She knows I say stubborn. But yeah, so pretty much we train at least 5 days a week together. I think she's coming and doing a little more cardio now on the days when I'm out of town.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've been at it for almost 10 years now.
Cool. So what do you find personally to be the benefits of having a training partner?
The benefits are it holds you more accountable to working out on your regular, whatever your schedule is, right? So
Yeah.
if something's one person's like, yeah, I'm not feeling it, it's like tough luck, let's go bar up. That's probably the biggest thing I think for most people. I mean, I've always been dedicated and disciplined like that.
Yeah.
But and it's nice to have somebody that knows your routine. Like we've been doing it long enough now. If I'm in one of those moods where I don't want to talk, I can just point. And she knows, okay, that's what we're doing. So I'm trying to make a point. And it's just, we do 245s. But we don't have to talk a whole lot because we've been doing it together for so long.
Yeah.
She knows when I'm going to be up and down. She rolls her eyes and lets me do it. For the most part. Or sometimes she's like, are you sure, dummy? Like I told you, I tweaked my hamstring a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
I finally did some hamstring curls yesterday. She looked at me, you sure? I'm like, doing super light. So I did my 5 sets of lightweight. Okay, cool.
Well, do you find that, be honest, even though Erica is here right now, that she being a woman, does that hold you back as a training partner?
Occasionally it does.
Okay, how
a
come?
little bit. Like I tell her she's a pain in my butt because we do the same exercises together. We row,
Yeah.
if we're doing rows, I'm doing rows, she doing rows, and usually we aren't taking up 2 stations to do it. We're using 1.
Okay.
So she might do rows, if we're doing barbell rows with a 25 on there, well, I might want 245s. So every set, we're stripping plates and putting plates on, stripping plates, putting plates on. But we've also just kind of gotten used to that's what we do.
Yeah.
But I tell every once in a while, we're doing the seated rows, where I'm doing 3 or 4 plates, she's doing 1. I'm like, can't you just do another plate so we only got to take 1 off?
Yeah.
I mess with her. But yeah, it can have some, it can hold you back a little bit. And I don't think it matters whether it's a woman or a man.
Yeah.
Sometimes a training partner that's super intense and can keep up with you if you're that way, and they might be half your size, even if it is another dude. So it's like, hey, we can strip plates and put plates back on, or we can not work out together.
So I agree. So Megan is my training partner, and it's all about matching the intensity, not the weight that we're lifting.
Right.
And
It's not a
I
contest.
will stay on her if I know she has more to push as far as like the reps. I stay on her butt, and I'm like, you got more. Keep going, keep going, keep going. And she does the same thing to me. And then on the flip side of that, she here recently, and we talked about this on one of the podcasts. I injured my knee and had to do some workarounds on it, just modifications to my workout. And there were a couple times that I thought I was feeling better and pushed more weight than what I should have been. And as soon as she could see it on my face, she's the one that calls me out and is like,
Knock it off.
stop before you injure yourself completely and take yourself out of the game. So it is beneficial. Now, on the flip side of that, I've also had some, so I agree, having a training partner is awesome. They push you, You hold each other accountable. A lot of great benefits into it. There's a lot of research studies that show that, like in collegiate weight rooms, that they're starting to do more group training styles because the guys will push themselves to hit more reps or hit just a little bit more weight in order to have a healthy competition between
Everybody
their
wants
teammates.
to be the top dog or get to where they can.
That could also be a downfall in a situation like that because then you have somebody trying to lift more weight than what they should be doing, and it can create injuries. So
It can.
You know, whatever. There are pros and there's cons to it, and I like having a workout partner. And I've had a couple this year. You know, one of the cons is if you're relying on your workout partner to be there, and you know something comes up and they're not able to make it, it doesn't mean that you can't work out. But you kind of in your head all day have been thinking, okay, this is the time, this is what we're going to do, and then bam, all of a sudden you're on your own because something has happened that's prevented your partner from being able to show up. So that can kind of take you out of your mental game as well. Be like, well, shit, dude, I thought I was going to have so and so here, but now it's just me. And so you might sit there and dwell on it throughout the workout and not work out as hard as what you could. So anyway, if you do have a training partner, make sure it's someone that you trust, someone that's going to match your intensity. They don't have to match your strength, but someone that's reliable, that's going to be there for you and help you hold yourself accountable. So I think that, same as you, the husband-wife combo actually works really well.
It does.
You live in the same house together.
You know each other.
Exactly.
And then when you train for years together,
Yeah.
you tend to kind of know that person's limits, and you know, I got these. Erica, you sandbagging on me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
come on.
And Meg, right now, she's a competitor too. You know, obviously, most women don't do as much chest stuff as guys do. So, like on my heavy chest day, instead of her doing chest, she will do more shoulder-focused stuff. And so we're not at the same machine together, but we're in the same area, still walking back and forth in between our sets while we're resting. Come on, you got more. So, anyway,
We do that too. Like with my hamstring, sometimes Erica might be. She's like, "Well, I'm gonna do curls." Well, okay. I'm not gonna do hamstring curls today.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go do something else. You know, you work it out.
for the longest time, I was the kind of guy that just liked to put my headphones in and come in and do my own thing.
I did that for probably 20 years.
Yeah, years here myself, but I think it was here recently, within the last year, maybe 2 years, that I actually started using workout partners or training partners, and I was like, holy crap, dude, I get a lot more out of this. So I think it kind of corresponds back with those studies I was talking about, where we motivate, we push each other, and it's just obviously we need to do it in a safe, healthy way, but it's good when you have that person there.
Yeah, like-minded people tend to help each other.
Yeah,
with things,
absolutely.
especially specific stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure. Cool.
Yep, I agree. Can we draw another name?
Sure, I'll do this one, man.
Okay,
Let you
good.
have all the fun.
All right. Just don't draw another Chris Belleville.
Okay. Maybe we'll get Jordan Belleville, his son.
Oh, that'd be cool. That'd be super cool.
All right, let's see what we got here. Ooh, Gladys Contreras. Gladys, way to go.
All right.
Super great woman. Great mom, great wife, great member in our community. I'm glad Gladys got one of those.
Hey, and Gladys is a small. Perfect. That's awesome.
What's next on there?
Periodization programming, and does it work?
Mm-hmm.
I got some thoughts on this.
Okay.
You want me to go first?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to say, does it work? Yes and no. It really depends on what you're doing, and it depends on a person's personality, I think, too, their
Okay.
training style. I think from a strength building program,
Mhm.
it does work very well.
Okay.
It's usually a linear progression.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're trying to get stronger, like a power lifter, I think it works very well.
Okay.
You know, you're adding X amount of weight or X percentage of weight every week to a squat
Okay.
or a deadlift or a bench press, the big three powerlifting moves, right?
Okay.
I think it works very well for that. And I also think you can do that reverse from an endurance standpoint, where you might start a program where you're lifting heavy, but you want to be able to go longer, but you want to be strong for like playing soccer or whatever. You start out lifting heavy with low reps, but
Why did you use soccer as a sport in that? Did you play soccer?
I don't, but the youngest,
Okay.
our youngest
Well,
Sarah does, and it's an endurance.
No,
type
I
game.
agree 100%, dude.
So
I was just curious how you knew that. You answered the question.
yeah, so I think it absolutely works, and I think it's good for a lot of people because you have to change your workout.
Okay, so what are times that you don't think that it's good?
Depending on personality and body type, a lot of old school bodybuilders that were trying to build muscle, not necessarily strength, but they were strong guys too. Dorian Yates, like I did 12 exercises for 8 years,
Yeah.
and he was the biggest, baddest bodybuilder on the planet, you know. So, but it takes a lot of focus and dedication to do the same crap every workout too.
So,
Like I do my workouts, I change how I do them,
yeah.
but I do the same lifts almost all the time, and I tend to keep it pretty basic.
So in your thoughts, do you think there is a difference between periodization programming and progressive overload? Is there a difference between those, or are they the same?
I think they're very similar,
Okay.
but no, they don't have to. They're not the same.
Okay.
Progressive overload is a program specifically for strength, but in my mind, that's just a version.
I don't know if I agree with you on that, man.
Well,
As far
that's
as
cool.
just for strength, and I'll tell you why. So, like, I use
In my mind, that's what I
that's
would
cool.
use it for.
I know.
guess.
So
You know what I mean?
I use a combination of both. Okay, so I do every 6 weeks switch up my programming. So I will train for strength for 6 weeks, and then hypertrophy for 6 weeks, and then muscular endurance for 6 weeks. Now, the research and the science on all those is different rep ranges to
Yeah.
to accommodate each of those different training phases. So 6 to 8 for strength. That 8 might be on the little higher side. It's more, I think it's 3 to 6. 6 to 12 for hypertrophy, and then anywhere from 12 to 20-ish for endurance. So I will switch. Like right now, it's still more endurance, but again, leading up to a competition. So I'm sculpting right now, but throughout the year, let's say I'll start with strength typically. So when this is all over and done with, and I'm done with my show, and I'll rest for a week, and then take 2 weeks of active rest where I'll work out 3 days a week for about 2 weeks or so, and just do full body to keep everything moving. I will probably start back out with strength. I always go back to strength, and I will do my 3 to 6 or absolutely, dude, 3 to 6 or 3 to 8 rep range. But when I start that program, and just for simple math, let's say, on chest press, I started out with 100 pounds, and the first week I was able to hit 8 reps on set 1, 7 reps on set 2, and then 6 reps on set 3. I say, okay, cool, that's a pretty good start. So my progressive overload, still within that weight, the next week I'm gonna say, okay, now I'm gonna try to go 1 to 2 reps more. So I'm gonna go for 9 to 10, 8 to 9, and then blah, blah, blah.
6 to 7.
Yeah, and then once I get to where I'm about, which usually takes 2 or 3 weeks into my 6-week program, once I get to where I'm sitting at, let's say 12 to 13 reps on the first set, then come the next week, I pop my weight up 10 pounds and try to keep it where I'm continuously staying within that 6 to 8 rep range or whatever it is that I'm trying to hit. So I like to use a combination of both. And I find that like when you go through these different phases, you're working different muscle types or muscle fibers, you're working the muscle in different ways. And then I do agree 100% with what I've heard Dorian say as far as, you don't have to change up the exercises. I agree with that. I think if
you have the mental fortitude to do that.
Yeah, if it's working for you, and you know damn well he was still progressively overloading,
Yes.
whether that was weight, reps, or sets.
And I think
to
when he
keep
makes those
building.
kind of statements, he's really simplifying it.
Oh, absolutely.
You know,
Simple is the way to go for anybody, dude. Keep it simple.
I want to add something here real quick.
Yeah.
When Kyle's talking about the strength training aspect, and the 100 pounds for X amount of reps, and then the next week the goal is to do another rep.
Mm-hmm.
When I talk with people about working out in the gym, probably the hardest thing for 90+% of the population to do, one single exercise, is pull-ups.
Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely.
And they are,
man.
it's a hard exercise, and it hits your core really good. It's a tough exercise to do. And what I always tell people, I say, listen, you don't say you can't do one, because I hate that word.
Yeah.
Say, I'm going to get to where I can. And I tell them, I say, hang from the bar and just try to pull yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
Work at it. Put the effort in. I say, you're only moving an inch. Okay, I moved an inch. So then the next workout, try to get 2 inches. And then do that
Yeah.
for 2 or 3 weeks. And do some lat pulls
Yeah.
with less than your body weight.
Yeah.
But then I tell them, you work at it. Work hard, work hard. I can do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. The day you walk in the gym and you do one pull-up, then I tell them, hey, then you've made the deal now. You can
Yeah.
do one. So next workout, you got to do another pull-up.
Yeah.
You can't go backwards.
No.
Don't let yourself go backwards.
Yeah.
I said, and then after you do that one pull-up for 8 or 9 workouts, then you have a day off and come in there and say, you know what, I'm going to do 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you do 2, now do 2 for the next 5 workouts.
I
Then
agree.
do 3. And then when you get to 3 or 4, then I'm going to do 3, 2, 1 for the next X amount of workouts. And then all of a sudden 4 will come easy.
Yeah.
And then 5. Now I get it. I'm a big guy. Like when you get to 10, 15 pull-ups, you're putting in some work.
Yeah.
If you can weigh 250 pounds and do 20,
Oh, you're a beast.
you're an animal.
Yeah. Heck,
For most people.
when I'm bulking and I'm at my heaviest at like 240,
It's hard.
I'm struggling to get 10.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
That's another reason I'm like, I need to lose some weight.
Yeah.
It's for me to do 10 pull-ups at 250 plus pounds.
Yeah. It's hard.
The last 2
You're
are.
pulling a lot of weight up, dude.
Yeah, the last 2 are really, really tough.
And unfortunately, for most people, I think you and I fall into that category. That whole 250 pounds, that's not all muscle. If it was, it'd be really easy to pull up. Dude.
It's easier then, yeah, for sure. So,
but
I just I wanted to throw that in there.
No,
That thought
I
process.
agree. You
I
brought
had this
something up.
conversation with a guy at work the other day about.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I can't do a pull-up. I'm like, dude, you can, but
You just got to work.
You got to
at it.
get there,
Yeah.
and then progressively.
So, and what you're talking about, the way that you described that was cool, and it's true. So if you're listening and you're on a current workout routine, and you are not doing anything different when you come in and you're doing the same routine, which again is fine, but if you're doing the same routine with the same weights, the same reps, and the same amount of sets, day in, day out, man, switch it up. You got to. Add more reps, add more sets, add 5 more pounds worth of weight. Because your body's going to adapt to what you're throwing at it, and that's what building muscle and getting healthy and fit is. It's an adaptation to the stress that we place on the body. So eventually, if you don't keep changing it up, your body's like, Eric, dude, we might as well just go home. I know what you're going to do today. This is going to be easy. I don't have to change. I don't have to do anything. So if your goal is to stay the same, then okay, cool, keep doing what you're doing. But if your goal is to get better, lose weight, build more muscle, and you have plateaued out, and you're still doing the same thing day in and day out,
The gains are going to be
dive
almost
into it.
nil.
Yeah, and switch things up. Switch
And
up the
listen,
routine.
I'm gonna throw this in here. Listen to your body too. If you're in the strength part, say you're in the strength part. When I'm doing strength type training for a 6 or 8 week period, that's when I also start to feel the aches and pains more. So maybe my plan is to do 8 weeks, but sometimes 5 weeks into it, I'll look at Eric and go, no, I'm changing the plan.
Sometimes 4 weeks is okay.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So if you're really pushing yourself and all of a sudden the shoulder hurts, the elbow hurts, maybe that's your body saying you're putting a lot of stress on it.
Dude.
And most of us that come here, we got another job. And I'm not going to get into, there's a million different things people are doing, but like, you got to take that into account too.
No, I agree with you 100%. Even so, Megan and I, today's Sunday, July 7th, we took a small vacay to go see my in-laws and hang out at their lake house and have a nice, relaxing 4th of July. So today will be day number 3 of no resistance training. We were still very active at the lake, you know, swimming, all that fun stuff. But leading up to that, so that way our days matched up, dude, I went hard for 7 days in a row without any rest periods in between.
Because you knew that was coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
And right now, since I'm, you know, leading up to a competition, dude, my training days are damn near 3.5 hours. So my body was screaming. My knees were sore. My back is sore. After resting and I knew why. It's because I'm pushing it, you know.
Yep.
But after 2 days, and now today's day number 3 of resting and not hitting anything, my knees are feeling fantastic. My back is almost like,
Yeah.
Thank you, Kyle. But anyway, so you're right. Listen to your body. Take those breaks. I don't care what anybody says. Chris, I love you if you ever listen to this, dude. But rest days are good. So.
And I used to be that hard-headed, total meathead.
Yeah.
What's your rest muscle, man? 7 days in a week. You better be at the gym every day. But I don't do that anymore. And that's a new thing for me in the last year, really.
Yeah.
I used to be 7 days a week. I was at the gym.
So.
And never skip leg day. Like, that's.
Oh, well, dude, if you're skipping leg day, man, you got issues. All right.
we'll call you out.
But cool. So I agree with, well, to an extent, I agree with you.
Everybody's a little different.
Everybody is a little bit different. Periodization programming does work if more importantly, progressive overload. Okay? Make sure that, you know, to have so what I'm looking for, a good routine that you are increasing something very frequently. You know, it doesn't have to be every day. Again, mine's on a weekly basis. Every week I try to do 1 more rep than I did last week, or up the weight, or increase the sets, or a combination of all 3 by the time I get to that in 6 weeks. So when I first start, weeks 1 and 2, I'm only doing one warm-up set, 2 working sets while I get my weights ready, like get a feel for what I'm going to be pushing. But then starting week 3, it's still the warm-up on everything. Now I'm hitting 3 working sets on everything. And then by week 4, I start adding sets here and there. Anyway, by the end of the 6-week period, I'm lifting as heavy as I can. I'm trying to hit the reps or stay within my rep range, and I'm doing damn near 5 sets of everything by the end of that 6 weeks. And then,
Right.
by the end of that 6 weeks, my body's like, would you please stop and give me a little break? So.
And you know, like 99% of us, listen to your body.
Yes.
We're not getting paid to do this, right? We're doing this for our health, to feel better,
Absolutely.
to look better, to have better health. So don't abuse yourself day in and day out all the time.
Yeah.
If you're gonna do a show, you know you got X amount of weeks of you got to do certain things.
Dude. People
you know?
don't like I have to have this conversation a lot with my in-laws. I love you guys if y'all ever listen to this. But it's you know, Megan and I have been doing this for 4 years, and there's a science behind it, dude. And
Yes.
So we backtracked 20 weeks from when our show was going to happen to start that competition prep, to make the small adjustments that need to be done to be where you need to be on show day. And
I think I know where you're going here.
no, just a lot of people don't understand that, dude. You know, like, oh, well, I mean, you don't just
Like
show
even the last
up
3 days of the week, you were eating hot dogs and cake.
I wasn't, dude. No, I was.
Can't.
I was
You-
straight
that's not-
on my diet. But
Yep.
tonight is cheat meal night, so we're gonna do pizza. So,
Yay!
Yeah, I still do 1 a week because it doesn't affect me, and it gives me the little extra boost of energy that I need. I'll have one. We had this conversation a few podcasts ago, but I'll have one about up till about 2 weeks before show, and then it's
And then you really got to dial it in.
yeah.
Yep. Makes sense. All right, ready for another name?
Yeah, this one's on
This is
you,
number
guy.
3. Pablo Morales.
Oh, nice. All right, Pablo. What
I
size
don't-
shirt's Pablo?
I don't have a shirt for Pablo.
Oh, Pablo. All right, draw me in.
We gotta. Now we'll hook you up, Pablo. I got a phone number here. I'll send him a text
Cool.
and get his shirt size.
I think Pablo's probably XL or an L. So.
Got plenty of them, so that's cool. So that's 3 of 4. We got another topic. Oh, I'm gonna let you go ahead and
Cardio. Wow, why? Because we all know what your thoughts on cardio are.
well, you know how I feel about cardio personally. Yeah, he's
Dude, cardio is great. Dude, you know, your cardiorespiratory system, which is your heart and your lungs, they need it, dude.
No,
They need it. If your heart is conditioned, the harder you can push, okay? The slower your resting heart rate is when you're not working out, so you're using less beats per minute. It means that your heart can function at a higher level whenever you're resting. I mean, there's really,
and it makes sense.
it does. Now, do I like to do cardio? No, absolutely
boring,
not. And I'll be honest
mundane.
with you, I've had several members over the last couple weeks, because they know I'm training, ask me, how did you, I've never seen you do cardio before. Why did you start doing cardio?
And he has to.
Yeah, and my answer to that is, well, I only do cardio 20 weeks out of the year. That's
Right.
the 20 weeks
Show
we're
prep.
talking about that go up to college.
You know, I wanted to bring something up. I was thinking about this in a conversation with a friend of mine a couple years ago, a guy that I used to work with at the propane company.
Mhm.
And anyhow, he was like, he's read some studies, and you know, you can put anything in a book, you can study. I think everything has its pluses and minuses.
Yeah.
But you go sit in a super hot sauna, your heart rate goes up just sitting there.
Mhm.
And he read some studies about that it's equivalent to doing cardio. Now,
I'm probably going to disagree with that. but go ahead.
I think it has its health benefits. Like saunas are proven to be beneficial to you, right?
Yeah.
And the heat and it does get your heart rate up, but I don't think there's anything like moving your body to get your heart rate up.
No,
It's not the same. It's not the same workload, right? Like it's a nice theory for somebody
Well-
like me. I want to buy into it because I'm like, I'll just go sit in the damn sauna because
So-
I hate cardio.
All right, hold up. Check this out. So from the paramedic background, so from the medical aspect,
I need
that
to have more on this.
and the medical background of my wife, who's a nurse and is a year away from being done with her nurse practitioner, the reason your heart speeds up, and not just in a sauna, but when you're in a heated environment, is to try to push fluid through your body to cool the system down. So
Right.
it's not like when you're running or doing something recreationally or even as a sport that it's speeding up because you've got physical activity going on, and it's part of the process of ensuring that the red blood cells are being pushed throughout the body. It's a completely different reason
Right.
why your heart rate speeds up, man. So that's
Right.
that's why I'm gonna say that.
No,
Yes,
like I said-
I agree with you. There are benefits of sitting in the sauna, man.
But it's
Even
not the same
No.
as going
for a run,
or the
whatever.
Stairmaster or the treadmill,
Yeah.
whatever
or
you're,
freaking walk,
or
even.
swim, or yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Could it be? Is it a good recovery aid?
Highly
Absolutely.
beneficial. You get all those toxins that we always take in from our food or whatever the case may be. You sweat them out. You know, you get I agree.
Saunas,
100%.
hot tubs, and this cryo thing. I guess it's not really new, but it's
You hear more and more of it.
more and more of it. We have a member. You have a member
Oh
here,
yeah, Patrick.
Patrick, and I talked to him. I got his card. I want to go. I want to try it. I've never done it.
Yeah.
You know, I got my own aches and pains. If it would help, cool. And he was like, yeah, you know, it's beneficial, and I get it. It's getting the blood to move to the cold parts of your body.
Mm-hmm.
The theory makes
Is that
perfect
really what
sense.
it
to me.
does?
Well,
'Cause
the
again,
theory.
the medical side, when you get cold, the blood, like your vessels, like they constrict, which then pushes the blood away, like to the internal organs that need it.
But then it
to
enriches
be-
it, and then when you come out of there, it goes back out. That's
you can
the
step
theory.
outside in the cold and do that as well, dude.
Well, you know, if
I've
your
tried.
nose is a little stuffy in the dead of winter when it's really cold,
Yeah.
especially the part of the world I'm from, you step outside, and you can almost always breathe better. As soon as that real cold air hits you, it's like, oh, my nose cleared up.
And I'm just playing, dude. We're gonna have Patrick on one of our podcasts so he can talk about it, and we dive more into it. We talked about that, so hopefully I'm not stepping out of line. Again, huge benefits for cryo. I think there is a misconception though, like for ice baths and stuff like that.
I think that's just torture.
That they help with like protein synthesis. When the current research shows that it actually delays protein synthesis. So like if you are a guy that goes and jumps in the ice bath as soon as you're done with the workout because you think it's good for recovery, no, absolutely not. You're actually hindering your recovery. But ice bath or cryo is fantastic. It's like one of the first things in the morning because it gets those endorphins in your head like firing off. It's almost like a reset button for the brain and the body. That's
real quick wake up, kind of like boom, wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, I'm a hot tub guy. Post-workout, hot tub.
I'm a swimming pool guy.
Anyhow, I don't want to rant too long about cardio.
Oh, yeah.
But, no,
well, hold on.
Truly,
there is more, but go ahead.
It's super good for you, even if I don't like it.
No, it is now, but you know, there's also a lot of misconception that cardio is going to help you burn more fat than resistance training. And so you have a lot of people that come in and they're afraid to do resistance training. That's men and women because they think that cardio is going to help them burn more fat. Well, I want to lose weight, so I'm going to do cardio. Okay, cool. Cardio will help, but you're not going to burn as much as you would from resistance training. So, and the reason why I wanted to talk about this, and we started off with that, is the questions that I have been asked lately by the members. You do cardio? Dude, I don't look at cardio as a fat burning process, which is why I don't do it the other 32 weeks out of the year. I just simply resistance train. The way I view cardio, so if you are trying to lose weight, don't view cardio as I'm doing my cardio to lose weight. I look at it as energy expenditure.
Calories burned.
Yes. Calories burned. So when I'm in a deficit, I know that if I do 500 to 700 calories on my cardio, I'm not looking at it like, oh, how much fat am I burning? I'm looking at it as I have now used up 700 more calories out of my bank that is going to put me in a higher deficit that is now going to force my body to pull from stored fat storage and burn that fat. So I think that that's the way that it should be viewed for people is energy expenditure, great for overall health, but as far as like doing it just for strictly fat burn,
it can help.
It does help, but don't see that as the only source. You're going to get a lot more out of resistance training. And
I'm going to add, because the resistance training is going to make your muscles bigger. Muscles burn calories. Fat doesn't burn calories. So I might not like cardio, but the two of them together are probably going to be your best bet from a workout perspective for weight loss.
Yeah, absolutely.
You want the muscle to burn the calorie, and you want the cardio to help get you and keep you in the deficit of calories. So that's the true. You don't have to do either. If you decide not to eat hardly anything, you can lose weight.
You're right.
Mean,
if you
that's not the healthiest way to do it either. But
well, I mean, you know, if you're like an active person, you have you work on a ranch or farm or construction or something like that, and you truly knew what you were putting in your body, you were counting your calories. Those are very physical, hard, active jobs.
You're burning calories all day.
You're burning calories all day, and so you could have a really fit-looking body if you're watching what you're eating. Which I'm sorry, the majority of us do not.
Right.
So.
Absolutely.
Good talk, Eric. I like that one, man.
Draw another.
Okay, cool. Give him a little shake. Shake things up a little bit, man. So we got Chris, Gladys, Pablo. Oh, there's Pablo again.
Pablo's going to spend his time in the gym. That's good.
That is good.
We're pro resistance training.
Dang, Pablo.
I think Kyle likes Pablo.
Maybe. Alondra. There we go.
All right, cool. Alondra O, no size, but I got a phone number.
Probably a small.
Okay.
Probably a small.
Well, I'll text Alondra.
Okay. Cool.
So some of you get random text, some number you don't know. It might be me today. So I'll put a message in there that, hey, it's Eric from the podcast with Kyle. So they know who it is.
Yeah. Awesome. So all right, hold up. So in order to also collect your prize, you have to watch the podcast to make sure that your name was drawn, right?
That's the idea,
Right?
yeah.
So if someone comes in and says, "Did I win?" I'm going to say,
Did you
"I
watch
don't
the
know.
podcast?"
You better go watch the podcast and find out." And I'm going to keep it just like that.
I agree.
Okay.
We do
Even
have,
if you're a winner and you come in and you say, "Did I win?" I'm going to ask you, "Did you watch the podcast?"
yeah, and even if you didn't, well, did you watch?
Yeah. That's
You
going to
know.
be the answer.
You would know.
Yeah, you would know. Hey,
Yeah.
where's my shirt? That's that should be what you're asking when you came in if you won the podcast.
All right, we're gonna do 4 more quick ones for the koozies because I had some extra stuff, and we made the best out of some errors on stuff that we weren't able to put on
You know
shirts.
what, dude? Sometimes you get good stuff out of errors.
You know what? Yeah.
You made a comment at the beginning. You were kind of just talking about Rebel and Lass and how y'all started and, you know, all that good stuff. But anytime you start something, man, even if it's a workout routine, there's going to be some errors. There's going to be some learning along the way. So learn from it and make the adjustments that you need to, right? That's what y'all did?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, I joke, but most of the things that I've learned in life, I've learned the hard way.
Yeah.
Through trial and error.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right. I know we said this is a shirt, but these are for the bonus koozies that I made. So I got Adam. I don't have a last name. I don't have a phone number. Do you know an Adam?
Yep, I know an Adam Nunn.
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Okay. You see me setting some aside. Some of you have been here a bunch because I'm getting some duplicates. Christina Vargas.
Oh, that's a good one.
Christina put a shirt size on here. Sorry, Christina. We're out of shirts right now from the giveaway. We are going to have those shirts on the rebelandlast.com website.
Cool.
For sale here. Actually, I don't know if I have it on there or not, but I'll get it up there this afternoon.
Okay.
So, koozie number 2. I got 2 more. Oh, Chris again. I mean, we got almost 200 of these in here, so. Lucy Wilson.
Nice. Way to go, Lucy.
Alejandra again. Kiki.
That is correct.
And I got a phone number for Kiki
Cool.
as well. But yeah, maybe I won't text all of you. Watch the podcast.
Oh, yeah. If you start texting, dude, they're going to know that they won.
They won something, yeah. I might just send a text since we had the bonus stuff. You won something today.
Yeah.
Watch the podcast.
Don't even do that.
Because we might need your shirt size. Because, again, Alejandra doesn't have a shirt size. Pablo doesn't have a shirt size. Gladys is a small. Chris Belleville is an extra large. So look at theirs made probably today. I'm out of town tomorrow, but we'll have them here by Friday for everybody.
Cool. That sounds good, Eric.
So, and these shirts, the Iron Rack with the logo on, are going to be here at the gym. Kyle's
Yeah.
going to have them.
I'm going to put them on display out in
The display case.
yeah. Wow. Thank you. Simple
Keep it
words
simple.
are sometimes hard to think of.
But yeah, I know Kyle's got some family stuff today,
Yeah.
so we'll wrap this up.
Cool.
But best Jim McKinney, the Iron Rack.
Thanks, Eric. Best t-shirts in McKinney. Rebel and Lass.
Yeah, look us up. And if you watch this, give us a like. We're starting to get a few more followers.
Yeah,
Things
it's
are
really cool.
growing.
Yeah.
And that's what we need. We want to grow this. We want to make this into a big thing where we can also give back to the community. So,
Any closing words, man? Any words of wisdom?
well, I'm going to go with our motto: work your ass off. we do put that WYAO
Yeah.
is on a lot of our shirts. It's just the way I was born and raised. Hard work.
I'm gonna go with what you have on the shirts. Excuses are like chains, break them.
Absolutely. Get in here.
All right, bye.